Hi, Soul Family. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to Unstoppable with Tarot. We're going to do a quick energy check in to see what messages the collective needs to hear. Let's begin. Off to a great start already. Wow, collective. Okay. Wow. All right. So, seems like a love reading. And it's a little bit bittersweet. Well, at least for the person you have on your mind. It seems like they're walking away from some sort of living situation that involves another person, most likely in a romantic capacity. Yeah, and it seems like you might have thought that this person was being two-faced or manipulative, but actually they weren't. And funnily, they might have mistrusted you as well, because it seems like you're single, but they might have thought that that's not true, that you have options, or that you're just not talking about the fact that you're dating people, or that you might have someone in your life. And it was quite heartbreaking for them, honestly. But they seem to be coming out of it, and they seem to be finding the strength and the passion to go after you. This is a very contradictory energy, so they seem to be coming out of a state of confusion and gaining clarity on something and not feeling blindfolded, because the Two of Swords upright just talks about an illusion we have where we're refusing to see the truth. We're confused about two options, most likely, and we think we're confused, or we think we're bound by something outside of our control, but actually her hands are free. She can stand up anytime she wants, and she can take off the blindfold. So in reverse, it's a good sign. It means the person is seeing clearly. But then we also have the Two of Pentacles, which means they're still confused. So maybe it's a fluctuating energy. Sometimes they know, and sometimes they don't. It ties in with one of the readings I did previously, which talks about both of you talking yourselves out of your intuition, because both the rows had very similar energies and a similar energy flow. So it seemed like both parties kind of knew, well, not kind of, actually knew, but then they were also simultaneously talking themselves out of their intuition. But the bottom of the deck is Ace of Swords, which means the truth shall come out, and most likely from them. They will speak it. Or maybe you will, depending on your situation, whatever feels right, please do it. The only advice I think everyone should follow is to trust their intuition and give it time. Give anything you're feeling some time. If it's actually the sound of your intuition, because sometimes we can also have all these other thoughts in our head, and it's hard to tell, what is coming from societal conditioning, what is coming from, the friends we hang out with, and what is actually that intuitive, spiritually connected sound, right? Or advice or downloads, as the spiritual community calls them. But to be able to decipher that, it's not just, a lot of people say, oh, trust your first intuitive hit. But sometimes your first reaction can be one of fight or flight, or whatever your life circumstances may have conditioned your reactions to be in when they're in default mode, right? So sometimes I think when you're not able to trust your intuition well enough, or you've had some distance from it for a while, and you're starting to work on strengthening it again, which I think a lot of us in the collective are working on actively right now, I think the best thing you can do is to just give yourself some time and think about whatever that intuitive hit was. And if it's not something that is actually coming from a place of intuition, which is supposed to feel safe, right? If it's not coming from that place, it'll automatically leave your mental space because it just won't feel right. So yeah, just intuition plus time equals gold, in my opinion. All right, now let's get some advice for you. Oh, wow. That's amazing, collective. So the advice is you're healing, and you have healed probably already, and it is not a linear journey. So if you're still in the process, be kind to yourself. Speak to yourself like you would to your best friend. It's the simplest advice we hear all the time, but we don't follow it. And if you actually think about it, it's the simplest thing to follow. If you catch yourself being gnarly or just super critical of yourself, just catch yourself and say, hey, would I speak like that to my best friend? So yeah, that's how you slowly heal yourself over time, and it seems like you're doing it, and you will continue to do it, and life will only get better from here. And you can see the Sun card, and there is the Death card and the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, which means it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of being in Hangman. It's the end of indecision or introspection. Introspection is always good, but I think it can also be quite a rabbit hole. So we also should know when to stop, because when you stop and you create some space to just sit in that moment, that's when the transition happens. That's when the change occurs, right? So I think your counterpart is also going through that. They're coming out of the Hangman energy, and they are waking up to the fact that things need to change. They need to walk away. And if their intentions towards you are pure, that they need to let it be known, because it's going to cause a lot of healing and a lot of happiness and joy for you guys. So congratulations, guys. It's just a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when. So hang in there. You got this, and I got you.